The topic for this session is attitude. How to have a good attitude? But the more important question is, why have a good attitude? What are we going to do with attitude? When people say how do you develop a good attitude, there is an underlying question. They want to use a good attitude to do something. And to do something you need motivation. So I am going to start by defining motivation. How do you define motivation? Why do people get motivated to do things? And how is that connected to attitude? And in the middle of all this, there is something called self-image that comes into play. So I am going to talk about what is motivation. Some people are more energetic to do more works after returning from job. Whereas some people just want to sitting in drawing room for watching TV after returning from job. These people think they are tired, but usually they are just bored. They are not motivated. So let's define motivation. There is a formula. Needs into faith is motivation. I'll give an example. Why do people go to work? Why do they get up on Monday morning and go to work? Every day. Because they have needs. Needs means food, shelter, clothing, taking care of children. Those are the needs. So they have needs. What is faith? Faith is believing in the unseen. We believe in that thing which we never seen in life. Example, a person doing job because of his needs. He has got needs. He has to pay for his food, clothing and shelter. What is his faith? That if he works for 1 month, he is going to get paid. We all operate on faith. Everybody operates on faith. When we leave home, we believe we are going to reach the destination. Otherwise, we only move. We are always operating on faith. Right now, you are watching this video on faith. You are excited about something that is going to happen. You believe that you are going to get something out of this video that you have not got yet. We all operate on faith. Faith is believing in the unseen. That is on your motivation. When you have small needs, you need small faith and then you have small motivation. For example, going to school, going to college, all that requires faith. Because you believe that if you go to college, you are going to get a degree, you will get a degree. Otherwise, you won't go to college. But these are normal faiths. I call them normal faiths. Going to work is a normal faith, normal needs. I want to take care of my basic needs, right? So, when you have small needs, small faith, small motivation. That is why most people, they just go to work, come back, go to work, come back. They are not highly motivated. Now many people in India starting new companies very passionately. The person who started a company has strong belief in his product only. His needs are bigger. He has only idea and vision and wants to make his company a big company. Now he has got nothing. He needs people to believe in him. He needs people to invest money in his project. And he needs the intestinal fortitude, the guts to go out and do this. This kind of need because he has a vision, there is going to be a big company. That kind of need needs a lot of faith. Because if you have big need and zero faith, what happens? What is 10 million times 0? Zero motivation. Big needs into small faith is small motivation. So if your dreams are big, you need big faith. Then you are highly motivated. How does this person who started a company have big faith? Because he really believes in the product. Life is all about believing in the unseen. Everything he does, just like GPS, you put an address in the GPS. And it is a destination you have never been to. And you take a left turn, right turn, based on what the GPS tells you, but you are completely controlled by the unseen. Life is like that. So big faith, you need to have big dreams. So if you have bigger dreams and just survival, you want to create real financial security. You want to travel the world first class. You want to live a life of significance. As you see many people in the world today, anybody that you appreciate and admire, they have big dreams. And they need big faith. Faith is like muscle. To lift up this mug, I only need this much muscle. But if I want to lift a whole weight, I need a lot of muscle, big strong weights. A lot of people go to the pub and they are working out their biceps anyway, drinking beer. But if you want to lift something significant, you need real muscle. Faith is like muscle and you need to develop it. So what is the connection of this to attitude? What is faith? What kind of faith that come into play? Now, I am assuming that you are big dreams. Not just survival dreams. You want to buy a big house. You want to buy a 3,000 square foot home. And you want to pay cash for it. In Mumbai, maybe. If your dreams are big, your faith must be big, otherwise your motivation will be small. So, what is the play of faith? First is faith in a higher power. Some people call it God. Some people call it infinite intelligence. Some people call it universal energy. It depends on who the writer of the book is and how much copies they want to sell. They call it different things. But the energy is there. There is a bigger power that is at play. The very fact that unseen control, the seen means there is an unseen power. So, we all have to have faith. Many people find faith in religion and some higher power that is an anchor in their life. We all have that. Most people watching this video have that. That is very important. Because without that, we don't believe we can succeed. Without that, we feel that maybe somebody else has created better than us. If we believe in one God, some higher power that is impartial, then we know that if somebody else can do it, I can do it. How many of us want to take together? If faith normally is not the same as that. If we want to make it, we want to make it. This is a multiplicative factor. Then faith in country. Despite all the challenges, we know, whichever country you are in, you have to have faith in this country. Because it is, there might be that, there are issues in the government. There are challenges. For example, if you look at India, it is amazing in the country. Despite all the challenges, it's growing. The energy is unbelievable. And that is true in so many other countries as well. The energy is unbelievable. Why not have faith in the country? If we don't have faith in the country that we live in, why live in that country? Can we succeed? Do we have the tools? Now we do. Because system is not just one-time thing. There are many motivational speakers that come and speak and go. For us, that is not the motivation. We want to truly bring about change. That's why we have continuity in our programs. So coming back to this point, faith in the country and faith in whatever you are doing, your primary occupation like job, business, you have 100% faith on that. If you have zero faith on any on one, then all is zero. And if you are lucky enough to have a mentor, then faith in your mentor. So faith in mentor, faith in somebody that's guiding you. If you are playing cricket, then you have a cricket coach and you do have faith on it. If your coach tells you to make 10 rounds run and ground, you have to make 10 rounds. You don't make 8 rounds, you make 10 rounds because you have faith in him. Your faith is his knowledge, and you got to pick your mentor the right way also. Making your dreams come true, being an entrepreneur. Every mentor has got their own strength, and you should know whom to submit to at what point. Faith in higher power is not a problem in our country. In fact, multiple, colorful, beautiful, extravagant faith we have in this country. And that is not an issue, and most people love the country. Have faith in the country too. Because right now there's good reason, because everybody is looking at India. So there is a big surge of excitement and faith. Faith in your occupation that you have to answer. You know that is something that you have to figure out. You have to make any changes, and here the most exciting thing is usually having something of your own. You know, job and 9 to 5 you have something going on. But on the side you also have something on your own. Something that you're doing that you feel you can be, that is your own. Right where you put the GPS location, not somebody else. You know, for your navigation. Faith in mentor is no issue for people in our country. People have faith in gurus and coaches, not an issue at all. The tricky part is the last one, faith in self. That is the real most cases. That's the problem. They have faith in all of this. Higher power, country, even occupation. If they have something passionate, they're passionate about mentors. Also find yourself. When you don't have faith in yourself, everything becomes zero. So, how do you build that up? So now it comes to something called self-image. For me to have faith in myself, I have to believe in myself. I don't need somebody else to keep on telling me, not encourage me. You need that too. But ultimately, I have to believe in myself. See, if I'm not believing in myself, I feel insecure about everything. Anybody can come and insult me anytime. Somebody said something about their religion, something said. That's all comes from insecurity. But if you're secure inside, you know, and you're confident of what you believe, you will pick your fights carefully. Faith in self. Where from self-image come? The most important part of the human anatomy, not the hair, the brain. The brain, and the brain has information. It has neutral information, it has positive information, it has negative information. Unfortunately, most people have more negative than positive. That is what attitude is all about. Most people have more negative information in their brain than positive. Why? Because the law of life in the second law of thermodynamics is that if you leave things be, negative is automatic. Negative is automatic. Our brain is like that. If you just let the brain be, automatically negative will come. See, the human body consists of two parts, neck down and neck up. Neck down with hard labor. How much will you make? 800 rupees a day, 500 rupees a day with hard labor. How about neck up? How much is that worth? Millions and billions, right? This part. But we treat this very well. Even the person who has a six-pack and even the person eats a lot, they take the part that below neck, take care of this part very well. But the upper neck part, what do we leave it up to just chance? Anything that goes, TV news, TV series, gossip, anything that goes, and we don't guard it at all. That's why negative is automatic. Plus things we have heard all throughout our life, that sometimes unintended. Sometimes somebody does bad in one subject, get banned. That is, if someone weak in mathematics, all say he will not do good at all and call him as a failure. A failure is not a person. It's only an event. Sometimes we automatically became negative. Like we don't remember names of person we met before, or we always said that we are tried after returning from office. We are creating negative belief by saying regularly like that. In childhood times, whatever went through the five senses, and that's how we develop beliefs, through mostly through watching and listening. Some people have the good fortune of good upbringing, good family, healthy family, uplifting, but many people don't have that. The negative that inside from childhood can't changed. A negative attitude is a negative self-image. What are you going to do? Can we extract negative from inside? Can we forget anything? The problem with forgetting something is that you to remember what you're trying to forget. Right now, if I tell you forget a crocodile, what are you thinking about? You're thinking about a crocodile. The more I say forget a crocodile, the bigger the crocodile gets inside your head. Yes or no? Okay, so forgetting is not a good way to read the negative. What do? What is there, you can't take it out. What you do is you put a cap on this. We help you with that. This is what you do, you put a cap on that. Change the act to the extent possible. You know, if your very close relatives were giving negative, you can't get rid of them, right? But other things, watching unnecessary shows, spending too much time on social network, getting too much fear. Fear is the mantra with which people sell you products. Fear is the mantra which you people get your votes. This is all for people that we call average. They're just a target of corporations and politicians. You have to step out of that. So we teach you habits like reading positive books every day, listening to good audio material and associating with uplifting positive people. So you put a cap to the negative. In the launch, suppose you are discussing with your colleagues on international issues like what India will do in Russia-Ukraine war. Is there anything will happen to you on discussing? Okay, instead of that, if you like to read a positive book for 15 to 20 minutes, your life will change. Little by little bit change. Because what we go from come out computer terminology, a gygo garbage in garbage out. Whatever you squeeze is going to come out. If there's apple, apple juice will come out, not orange juice. So what we put in is very important. You put a cap on the negative. And you start adding positive so much that the negative is still there. But it is diluted. You dilute this negative. So it doesn't have a chance. If I give you a spoon of cyanide, what will result in immediate death? But if the cyanide is mixed with 100 gallons of water, you might get sick, but you won't die. It's a big difference between being sick and being dead. But if you add so much positive, the negative gets diluted. This is really what self-image is all about, and this is the real, I would say, the technique if you want to build a positive attitude. You cannot have just a fake positive attitude by using smart phrases. Many big books are written about how to say things, cosmetic, like a superficial things, what to say, how to interact with someone. Those things are important. But if you don't treat the underlying causes, you cannot have real effect. In the outside world, attitude means what you're self-assured. Why do you like some people? Because they come in, they are happy. Why? Because there is no benefit in being sad. I always tell people that worrying has no benefit. Even fear as a benefit, because it keeps us from doing stupid things. Fear is the reason I won't put my hand on a hot stove or jump off the cliff, but worrying is useless. Okay. How do you get to that point is because you understand where attitude comes from. And why it is important, because most people are sensitive, they are reactive. Somebody says something, they get upset. A person with a positive attitude is calm. They like to laugh, they read a lot of positive books. And most importantly, they speak right, because after all, who are you living with 24 hours? With yourself, right? 24/7. Mostly we are listen to yourself. And we have to make sure we cannot control everything that comes to us negative. We can't control what everybody else says, but we can control what we say. Because when we say something we hear it through the inner ear, it actually is a better sounding voice. That's why people think that they're Shankar Mahadevan and inside the shower. Because say shower everybody sounds good, inner ears say okay, but their actually reality is what we speak we hear first. So if we can't control other people's input into our life, what is coming at us from the world, we can definitely control how we speak. If you notice somebody with a great attitude, why do you say they have a good attitude? Mostly it's because of their energy and the way they're speaking. That brings me to another point. Also, your attitude is directly connected to your health also. We have to take care of our health. We all don't have to become muscular and have six packs, but we have to take care of health so we have the energy, by our eating habits and exercising habits and so on and so forth. That is another aspect that is very important. But I'm trying to talk about our words. So instead of saying self-debating words, instead of saying I tried after 6 p.m. saying I am energetic all the time, because when you say it you hear it when you hear it. Where does it go to your brain and what happens? This positive is going up. It over a period of time you can actually change your beliefs. Scientific research says that there are neural pathways that are created in your brain. If you keep repeating something, ultimately you will believe it. Okay, so if you want a headache tomorrow morning, I can tell you how to get it. Just keep saying it. I have a headache. I have a headache. I have a headache. If not anything else, just listen at your own voice, you'll get a headache. So you have to figure out that we for example in our family. Not that we are perfect, but most of the time, by and large. We'll say if somebody has a cough, they'll say I'm getting better. My daughter's in college, she called me and said, Dad, I'm recovering from a sore throat. Meaning what, she has a sore throat, but she won't say she said I'm getting better. That tell me what to do. His mom, they're right, because she's asking what's medication to take, but I am getting better. You say it, you believe it, you're saying it more. Show me how people live. And I'll show you how their words are. Show me how somebody's speaking now. And I will show you how they're going to live 6 months from now. So positive words, I'm great at talking to people. Even you are not comfortable to saying positive words, but you start saying I'm great at talking to people. I am fantastic. When I go into a room, the room lights up. People are attracted to what I have to say. I am a winner. That programming. I know how to believe it yourself. But repetition. What will help change your appearance? Buying or having too expensive clothes is better than having it. 50 t-shirts from 1972. Looking good. Not extravagant, just looking good. Feeling good about yourself, grooming. To get a mentor and help you groom somebody that'll be honest with you, truthful with you. If your hair looks like a mop, they should be able to tell you. And that is one thing. If you find a coach, a mentor, they are going to tell you and you should be able to take it. If you can't take it, they will stop coaching. So these are different aspects of it, how and why to have a great attitude in life.